Eagles, Cowboys tomorrow to kick off the NFL season. Here, my boy is my boy for now till tomorrow. But we're gonna go over a couple things. Try to pump out some more, YouTube comment. Goddamn, YouTube content. See, I'm even rusty on that shit. Um, YouTube content. If you guys haven't noticed by now, if I do even put it on YouTube, yes, before you ask, a complete rebrand. I got rid of all my old stuff. Don't ask why. It's just it was needed. So no longer Cassie Bear TV. It's just casually. Um, it's gonna be all kinds of content, a lot of sports content, predominantly football, but a little bit of this, that, and the other as well. So just make sure if you haven't, like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitch, X, Instagram, already said Twitch, Twitter. What else I got? I think it's pretty much it. I ain't got none on Facebook yet. Oh, and TikTok. Yeah. So just casually on all that good stuff. So, gonna get right to it. Some of you guys have been around for a while, have seen my content. If you are a previous subscriber, you already know what we do over here. So, just gonna do the whole live thing and talk about the game tomorrow. So, before we get into the game, it's gonna ask just how you're feeling. Nothing to do with the game tomorrow, just in general, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm straight, chilling, kicking it, surviving, working, you know, all the grown folk shit that we do.
Your man said surviving. But and mind you guys, if you guys see me looking left and right, I'm doing a fantasy draft right now. I timed this stream and this draft. It was just terrible timing. I thought this draft was like an hour later. It actually was right now at 8 o'clock. So I will be clicking back and forth, but for the most part, we're gonna be talking about this game tomorrow and just some Eagles Cowboys football. So to get straight to the nitty gritty, we're gonna start off with the big one that just happened recently, about what, a week and a half ago, give or take. The Micah Parsons trade. I mean, we've been on Twitter, we've been jawing back and forth about it. I've been trolling my ass off, you already know. But I want you to tell me, now that we've had time to sit back and kind of reflect on it. Time's passed by. Tell me how you feeling about it, man, and keep it 100, please.
Me, I'm not like all of Cowboys Nation where they're gonna overreact for a month. Uh, felt angry for about 24 hours, woke up and realized that, that's a move that nobody wanted to see if you're a Cowboys fan. But in reality, it's a smart move by the Cowboys.
So you're
It really
pro,
is.
you're pro, like,
I'm
get
not
rid of
pro
him.
trade.
Okay.
I would have loved to keep Micah, of course. Like he felt like he was a cowboy for life. Like, he just had that feel to it. We don't get a lot of guys who feel like they're cowboys for life and they mean it. And
Right.
like all the energy, everyone felt that with Micah. So obviously not thrilled. I think everyone in that situation could have handled it a much better way, from everyone blaming Jerry to the agent to even Micah. Like no one handled that well, period.
Right.
Egos got involved, and shit gets messy when egos get involved, especially when you're talking about millions of dollars. So to see it end up the way it did, at the start of the offseason, I would have said you're crazy, but as time went along and all this stuff started coming out, and then he magically has a back injury, and then all this, and everyone's talking, you kind of saw that it was hitting its breaking point on the relationship. But I mean, look into it. If you just look at the aspects of the trade, it's honestly not a bad trade for the Cowboys. It's a great trade for the Packers. I don't think we took a complete loss. Even if the Packers are in the back end of those two first rounds with a good team, and we're in the late 20s, even early 30s with those two first round draft picks, that sets you up for the future. And they gave that man $47 million a year, Kaz. That's quarterback money
You gotta
for a
pay.
guy you
You
can
gotta pay them guys though, man.
but you got to think, essentially he's not worth 47 million on the Cowboys because we can't stop the run.
So
Point blank
you're
period.
siding with Jerry when Jerry said that. There's actually some truth,
He's right.
some truth behind that. Okay.
Like we have to be for real. He is right, because if there's an established run game, you can run away from a defensive end. Like just point blank period, you can run away from the guy. So if you're pounding the rock and you don't have to drop back, you can essentially take Micah all the way out of the game, because we weren't playing him at a stand-up linebacker where he can shoot the gaps. He was always on the edge. So essentially, yeah, Jerry's not completely wrong. And in return, we got, when he's healthy, like he was hurt with a broken toe, still was fine. Kenny Clark is still one of the better run stopping DTs in the league. And then the Cowboys, you got to look through the whole offseason. We've drafted some young, promising pass rushers. So it's like, yeah, it really sucks. But at the end of the day, um, we just signed Bland, which I know people are like, oh, that's too much money. He's a starting corner in the NFL. Granted, he missed most of last year.
I
He
think he
still
missed
has
like
been
half the season,
phenomenal.
right? Half the season last
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
But he's been phenomenal for us since he's got there. And when people start getting their deals done, we actually got ahead of it. His money is top 6, I think, but that's like the back 2 years. He's not making that much the next 2 years. So that frees us up with we could package those first round picks if we see someone we like move up in the draft. It's a good future move because then you don't have to worry about how are we going to pay Tyler Smith. If Pickens balls out, how are we going to sign Pickens? So, I mean, coming off and not paying someone $47 million a year when you have holes in that go past Micah, it's not the worst trade in the world. Still don't like it, but he's not on the team and we move forward. You can't dwell on everything for years and years and years. That's just going to make you bitter. But it's not a bad move.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with you to an extent. It's not a bad move, especially if, which kind of confused me because you guys go out and you guys get Pickens, which kind of gives you guys a little bit of hope and kind of lets the fans feel like,
It
okay,
looks
wait
like
a
you're
minute,
going in for
yeah,
the
we're
year.
about to go out here and make something happen, right? Because it's not no secret that the Cowboys historically, especially under Jerry Jones, you guys love offense. Have you guys had some studs on defense come around and some guys on your defense that have played really well? Yes, but the Cowboys have always been, since I've been watching, of course, just all about the offense. So
Money.
shout out Easy, man. Appreciate that 15 biddies, dog. Um, so yeah, just when it comes to the Cowboys, in my eyes, it's always been offense mainly and then defense second, secondary, and that's it. Now I could be wrong with that. I don't follow you
I
guys
mean,
like
we've had top 5 defenses in the
yeah,
last couple of years because we drafted well. We don't
yeah.
go hit on free agency, but we draft extremely well as a team.
But
Everyone has their misses, but we draft well.
what I mean is like from my perspective is when I think of the Cowboys, I think of the Cowboys offense. I don't think of the Cowboys being this defense where, like, for example, um you think of like what's a good team? Like, like the OG Ravens, like the OG Steelers, the Legion of Boom. I understand these are like all world defenses, all like
I mean, the Steelers is an organization that's never been known for offense, so
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
good hit.
So you know what I mean? It's like when you think of them, I'm like, okay, those are defensive teams. Like
Oh yeah.
even with the Ravens now, it's like, do they have Lamar? Are they going to be great on offense? Yes, but they still are stacking that defense. They're known for that. So just for me, when it comes to the Cowboys, I think of just like, solid team. Obviously, I'll give credit where credit's due, solid team, but the offense is usually giving teams trouble. There's been multiple years in recent years where the Cowboys have had a top offense in the league over and over and over and over again. And Dak has had, I don't know how many seasons now where he has, I don't want to say has been the guy, but I mean, like, his numbers don't lie. Like, he has had seasons over and over and over again where
We're not
he's
gonna act like Dak hasn't been an MVP votes 2 years in his career. He's
yeah.
been the guy.
Yeah, and so, but what I mean, I'm just talking like, like Mahomes type shit, where it's like, okay, this guy for sure is
I
the
mean,
best
no
in the
one's
league,
Mahomes.
but
No one's Mahomes.
but regardless, I gotta go Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors as my wide receivers. Sorry though, but regardless, when you guys got Pickens, I was like, I tweeted, I was like, motherfucker, man, I'm like,
Yeah, it was a
damn
great
it,
fucking
man,
trade.
I was like, that's not what I needed to see because we don't have that, we don't share like mind when it comes to what we believe, makes a good team. It's all opinionated. Like I'm an Eagles fan. I like what my team does to a certain extent based off what I see. You like how your team's ran. You like what up, kid? How you feeling, brother? You like how your team functions based off the moves you guys make. So for me, I'm like, I don't want to speak too heavily on how I feel about, the Cowboys because I'm an Eagles fan and vice versa. No, I'm more so like, all right, where do I think that they will excel the most? And for me, I thought when you guys got Pickens, I'm like, that was a boss move, a boss move. But now that you guys got rid of Parsons, I'm like, okay, so what are we doing here? Are we rebuilding or are we not? I mean, like, is this kind of like a phase season or a phase 2 seasons? I don't know. Nor do I really care as an Eagles fan. I'm just glad that he's gone because when it comes to you guys, I'm not scared of your offense. Has your offense done tremendous? Yes. Yes, it has done some great things. But when it comes down to you guys as a whole, I'm like, one second, I got draft
Not
here.
scared of the
When it comes
offense.
down to you guys as a whole, I'm more so like, okay, listen, they've been putting up points. They've always put up points. I ain't worried about them putting up points. They're gonna put up points. It's just what they do. They put up a lot of points. They usually Dak, again, like to give Dak a little bit of credit, he's usually putting up a shit ton of numbers every season. So that's gonna continue on. It is what it is. You guys play that way. But with your defense getting weaker, as an Eagles fan, I'm just like, okay, I'll take it. Because my team's solid, and this isn't just necessarily just Eagles, the Cowboys. You know, I don't want to just talk about just my team versus you. Just as a whole, I'm just more so like, okay, we know what that can do when he has guys that he can get the ball to. Has he had this kind of receiving core? No. Is he going to throw for 5,500 yards? Maybe. Who the fuck knows? I don't really care. But what I'm saying is this: if he puts up a lot of points, a lot of numbers on offense, it's not going to be like, oh my god, where'd this come from? It's going to be like, we've seen this before. So now with Parsons being gone, I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. I fuck with it. Get that man straight the fuck out of the NFC East. I don't want to see him at all. Not that he would have these tremendous games against Philly, but in general, I don't want somebody that dynamic to be across the line from our offense. Make it easier for our offensive guys to go out there and do what we do. Make it easier for Saquon. Make it easier for Jalen Hurts. Make it easier for Lane Johnson, even though Lane Johnson does have his number. If you say otherwise, you're fucking crazy. But even for Lane Johnson, make it easier for my guys. So I think the Parsons trade, to agree with you a little bit, yeah, I think it was a loss. I think it was a huge loss. I think that as an Eagles fan, I'm always going to be a firm believer in you pay your fucking guys. Parsons, I think we talked about it before. If it wasn't you, I was talking to somebody else. Parsons is literally one of the best players you guys will ever have in your franchise history, and he's gone. Name them. Name 5 right now, Cowboys. Best ever. Name them.
Are
Name
you
them.
serious?
Name 5, real quick.
Emmitt
Smith.
Michael Irvin. Charles Haley is better than Micah.
Okay.
You don't even know that name.
I don't, but
Deion's
sure.
better than him.
Deion.
Troy Aikman. That's a Hall of Fame 3-time Super Bowl champ.
Okay.
Mel Renfro's a Hall of Famer.
All right,
Tony Dorsett's a Hall of Famer.
Now we're talking about older guys. Keep going.
Well, yeah, it's
no. We're not talking. We're not talking about just. I'm not saying Micah Parsons is a top 5. I'm saying he's one of the best players that is going to go through Dallas. And I'm not talking.
You just said name 5 more, and I gave you 7.
I said name 5 guys just real quick, and now I'm going to go based off. of that. Okay, so you name.
Ware, he's not even our best defensive end ever.
Now, in recent years, where have these guys been that you just named off? In recent years.
What's that have to do with the history of the Cowboys?
It has to do a lot, because guess what? In the last, I want to say, what? Where was there at the end of 2000 and the end of 2000 or beginning of 2010s, correct? Before he left, because then he went to
Denver.
Denver afterwards. Yeah. That was early 2000 or 2010s. No, early 2010s.
Yeah.
Before that, I can name, or around that same time, I can name 3 guys that have been really, really good for the Cowboys, undeniably. That is DeMarcus Ware, Jason Witten, Dez Bryant. Now, before you go, I get it. Zeke was there. I'm not saying Zeke is not one of those guys. But when you look at Zeke and Micah Parsons, are you going to sit there and say, oh yeah, Micah Parsons down here, Zeke way up here? Or are you going to say that Parsons is that good of a player to where he's comparable to Zeke? Parsons might end up being, potential-wise, he could have probably been a top 10 player all time in Dallas when it's all said and done if he stayed there. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I mean, yeah, definitely a possibility.
So that's what I'm talking about, because we can't not. It's a hypothetical, of course, but we don't know because he's gone now. But what I'm saying is, like, we're not going to deny the fact that these 4 years, was it 4 years he was there, right? 4?
Yeah.
4 dynamic years. I'm talking Justin Jefferson type. You're for sure going to go to the Hall of Fame type years. That's undeniable. That I don't believe in getting rid of that. I don't. Nothing in my brain tells me that is a good move. Now, is it a bonehead move? No, because you did get 2 first-round picks. You did get a D tackle. I do agree with you when you said,
if you want, problem is stopping the run. Not pass rushing.
If stopping the run is your biggest issue, you did make, I guess, some improvement there. Okay, because
big improvement there.
Because
we got 2 run stopping DTs now.
Because that does factor in as a guy, as an Eagles fan. You know, we got Jordan Davis, we got Jalen Carter, we have other guys beforehand. Like, It is good. It does make a huge difference. But
Yeah,
I'm
we haven't
just
been able to
saying,
stop we haven't been able to stop the run for like a decade.
that when it comes to getting rid of Parsons, my opinion of it is this. I'm gonna put it in an eagle way. That would be like us getting rid of Lane Johnson. If we got rid of Lane Johnson, and he's at the end of his career, he might play another year maybe, and that's it. And gonna retire. And he's just gonna retire at the top most likely. If we got rid of Lane Johnson at any point when we found out who he was, or even Jason Kelce to say the same when he was here, there's nothing that we can get that's gonna make me go, yeah, that's a good. I mean, it would have to be so much. Like I'm talking like we've seen players time and time again. Not I guess not every year, but big time players get traded for 2 first round draft picks and then a guy who's solid. I'm not saying that he's not great, but you know what I'm saying though.
Yeah, that's the
I
move. You don't
I
superstars don't demand 3 first round picks and 2 like that's not the NBA. You
but
can't
what
even
I'm
trade that far out.
but what I'm saying is I just don't personally believe in that. So when it comes down to the Parsons trade and all that stuff going on, I just really feel like it was a loss on Dallas's end, not a terrible loss because again, those 2 first could completely flip your organization. We've seen it in Philly. It's happened. You know what I'm saying? We've got
Yeah. And
not.
then
Go ahead.
and then the thing is too, like we're talking a defensive end who, and it's no indictment on him. When he's allowed to rush the passer, obviously he's top 1 to me. I think he's still better than Miles as a pass rusher.
Mm.
I think he's the best pass rusher in the league. But when you have such a hole where you can't commit, and this is me from trying to look at a football stance, building a football team. You can't look at a guy who people can take out of the game on defense because you could just straight take Micah out of the game. You can run away from him because we never, like I said, we never play him at off-ball linebacker. When you have the holes you do on your defense, like we did, and you can only activate your best guy if you're lucky enough to get a team to 3rd and long, which we haven't been able to do a lot of the times. You have to address that. You save $50 million a year, and then you go and you can pay Tyler Smith, who's an All-Pro left guard, and he's got 8 to 10 years left of being a good lineman, like All-Pro caliber. And then you look at, oh, we got to pay a corner because we don't have any corners on the league, like outside of Diggs, and we might want to keep Pickens, and we just drafted this very young line because we've got Guyton who's going into a 2nd year, and then Booker who's going into his rookie year at guard. So we are rebuilding the line. If those guys are good, you want to lock them up because an offensive line can do a lot more for you as a unit, which you got to pay those guys pretty big money now than a pass rusher. Great asset to have if you have everything else, but we don't have everything else. So I mean, yeah, huge blow on player potential, but going further into the future to being able to fill holes and have a more solid unit instead of relying on one guy. I mean, it could be a wash in 2-3 years. You just never know how it works out. We got to be smart with those picks and with the money that we freed up.
Got you. And then my last thing I'm going to ask you before we move on to our game that's tomorrow is from when you first got the news, obviously, emotions are high. Everybody's probably pissed. You were probably drunk. Who knows? But
boy, I was pissed.
When you first got the news compared to now, when you first got the news, were you thinking the opposite of what you're thinking now? Did you just need a couple days?
Boy, I was hot.
So you were thinking you thought it was the worst shit ever, huh?
I said, what the fuck do you mean we're trading Mike? Like, hey, dog, I was hot. And then, I woke up to the news because I was working nights. So I went.
Okay, so you weren't even.
Overnight,
okay, yeah.
Came home, and I was just thinking about it. And I was like, well, when I saw the numbers, 47 a year, saw we got 2 first back.
Because you guys were offering, Jerry offered what, 43?
And Micah was yapping all fucking offseason for the last year and a half that he doesn't need 40. But when we offer him 40.
What up, chicken? He said, Izzy looks stressed about his Cowboys.
Oh, I don't give a shit about that right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it. The way I look at it too is like, of course, as an Eagles fan, I was loving it. I'm like, hell yeah, Cowboys fans rattled. This is what I want. Season's about to start. Now they got to go into Philly without, I ain't gonna say it because you're gonna disagree, but without their best player, I'm like,
I mean,
I'm
you
cool
guys
with
weren't
that.
going to throw the ball that much anyway.
I mean, we might have to go ahead and put about 250, 300 over your head, you know what I'm saying, through the air, baby.
Who?
You know who? Don't try to do my guy like that. I ain't doing your guys like that. Don't
Versus
do
going to
my guy
throw the
like
ball
that.
18. That's just not how your team operates,
That's
though.
fine.
Like, I
But what
don't
I'm
worry
saying,
about Jalen dropping 300 on us.
you don't got to. And that's the thing about us. You
That's
don't got
exactly.
to.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
But
not worried
just
about
know a
that.
lot of the times that he has the potential to do so, it's more so motherfuckers fucking up on their end and not him. That's all I'm saying. I've been seeing a lot of guys that, you know what I'm saying, they got to come down with these balls. Not A.J. Brown. He don't drop nothing. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys not coming down with these balls, or they catch some and they fumbling or things like that. Or you got, you know what I'm saying, just opportunities that's there, and then a penalty calls it back. Y'all wait till Jalen has a complete game. Actually, you've already seen it in the Super Bowl. That's what it looked like. In the Super Bowl, that is Jalen. That's him. Now I ain't gonna walk around and act like I'm the biggest, baddest, Jalen Hurts supporter and super fan. No, it is my quarterback. I do love my quarterback, but I had my moments where I was like, Jalen, you pissing me off. But then I realized, after some careful thought over the years, I'm like, dog, he does have a new coordinator every goddamn year. He does. At one point he came in for fucking Carson Wentz, and that team was dismantled. He was throwing to fucking Greg Ward, who used to be a quarterback in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's throwing a goddamn. Who else is there? Man, I don't even remember, bro. All I know is when Smitty came, that took a little bit of the guff off, and then after that we got AJ. That was the rest is history. But yeah, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be very interesting. But moving on, back to the chat real quick. Fried Chicky says traded Parsons for a no shaved hair Worry and 2 first picks. Not bad to shave that salary, to be honest. And that's what we were saying, Chicken, before you got here. Is even though, as much as I want to admit or I want to say that was a terrible trade, if that was not a problem area and that guy was going to need all that damn money in order to be happy, sometimes it is just best to go. Like, let's just think the Browns. The Browns didn't do shit by giving Micah that contract. They're going to be shitty forever. Micah, sorry.
Paying a defensive end quarterback money a year is insanity.
The thing is, it'd be different if I said
50?
Parsons. I meant Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
At least I think I said Myles
$50 million
Garrett.
a year.
What I'll say is this: is if Myles Garrett or Parsons was on a team like, we'll say like, I guess the Packers. Now he's there. The Bills, the Ravens, something like that, where it's like, okay, they're going all in. They're about to pay you a hell of money, and they're going to be shitty the next probably 4 or 5 years because of this. But there's a good chance they come out with the ring. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm on after seeing what Philly has done in the last 8 years. I am done with the conservative side of things when it comes to spending money. Spend it all. I don't give a fuck. The Rams did it. They got a ring out of it, and now they're also back into being in contention with not only running their division but the rest of their league. And I get it. The NFC West is shitty right now, but like the Rams did bounce back. I mean, they could be just as bad as the Cardinals. They could be just as bad as the Seahawks right now. They gave away $6 million first round picks to get Stafford and get Ramsey, and it did end up winning them Super Bowl. So everybody's opinion on that is subjective. It is what it is. I'm pro, like I said before. If you got someone who is a generational talent, you give him all the money in the world. People disagree with that, and that's fine. So moving on, we got a game tomorrow. Dallas in Philly, opening night, Thursday night football, week 1. The NFL season is officially here. The talking points I want to go over is obviously score predictions, this and that, and all that good stuff. But mainly, I want to go over the more prop side of things, not for betting purposes, but what we actually think is going to happen. Because as an Eagles fan, and if you look around, especially after the Parsons trade, you look around all socials, you see Eagles fans, trolling, we gonna win by 50, this and that, they're cooked, blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm on that as well. I ain't gonna lie to you, but let's be real here for a second. All right, the Cowboys offense is still the Cowboys offense. The Eagles defense does have some holes, not a lot, but we just announced Adoree Jackson and who's a serviceable corner that's about it, and Sidney Brown, who is not
serviceable.
Sidney Brown, who is not a good safety. He's just not a good safety. So you got one side of the secondary for Philadelphia that's could be great. You got DeGina in the slot. You got Quinyon, who is proven obviously, and you got Reed Blankenship, who's he's a good leader at that safety position. Linebackers, Our linebackers are good. Pass rush should be pretty solid. Lost some guys, but we've always had depth there. And our offense is our offense. So I'm gonna kick it off to you first. Is just kind of tell me, you can say the score prediction for last, but just kind of tell me what you expect to see out of this game on both sides, on Philadelphia's side and on Dallas's side.
Um, I mean, coming in from Philly side, I don't see them changing anything offensively from what they did last year. Why? Like you got Saquon, lean on Saquon. I don't expect Jalen to have to throw 40 times to win this game. That would just be stupid, in my opinion. Even if you guys do have all that receiving core, you can lean on the best run blocking line in the league and Saquon Barkley. So I mean, from the Eagles' offense, I expect to see what saw last year for most of the year. Lean on the run. All right, Jalen, we got a third down. Go make a throw, which is no disrespect to him, of course. I just doesn't run through Jalen to me, but I think he's capable of plays. But I think it'll be the same mix as last year. You turn basically everyone from the starting offense, so I don't know why you would change up the game plan. So, and defense from the Eagles, I think this game is closer than you Eagles fans want to troll, just because that you've got some pretty big holes in the secondary. It's kind of like, what was it? Was that 2 years ago before you guys drafted Cooper and Mitchell? You guys had kind of a shitty back end.
Yeah, we
It
had
was like half and half.
fucking James Bradbury. That's all you need to know about that.
Yeah. So it was
and
like a
that was
half
also
and
the
half.
year
Like,
that. And then the previous year we had the Super Bowl run, and then after that it was Bradbury, and we got rid of Chauncey
yeah.
Gardner Johnson. It was bad, bro. It was
Yeah.
bad.
So, I mean, you never know what those guys can do, but looking into it, it reminds me of that 2 years ago. Obviously, I think Mitchell's good. We'll see how he does year two. I think Cooper's good. We'll see how he does year two. But then Adoree and Sidney Brown, like I don't think that back end is insanely great. I mean, I think it's as a total, it's not. It's probably above average, but it's nothing that doesn't make me think you guys can stop CD and George and Jake and Turpin, and if we bring out Tolbert, like you can't cover all of them. So I
Yeah,
think that keeps us in the game. Obviously, with this new look offensive line and the completely revamped running back room, I don't know how the run game's going to look. A lot of those guys didn't play in the preseason, so maybe we can establish the run. But I think offensively, Cowboys should have a pretty good game. It just depends on what that defense looks like without Parsons. Um, Diggs announced that he's playing today. He's months ahead of schedule, so we'll see how rusty he is after the knee injury. Bland's back. I like that a lot. Elam's probably going to be our second outside guy. He'll probably not too sure about that one. The safeties are the safeties. Our defensive front, the front four is pretty solid still, even if you take Mike out. It's not the worst it could be. We've got two good run stopping DTs. Linebackers, Overshawn is still out. I mean, I just don't think either defense is going to be great.
yeah,
So I really just in its week one. I don't know. I just
that's a
don't think
big
that
part.
either defense is going to look amazing. I don't think either one's going to look like world beaters right out the gate. So I think it's probably going to be a 10-point game.
Yeah, Chicken just said in the chat, Fried Chicky says, I'm taking Cowboys plus 10.5, so to cover 10.5 points. Total over 47.5. Dak over 244.5. Dak over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Dak under a half fumble. So I mean, Chicken's pretty much saying he thinks Dak's gonna have a pretty solid game. And he said
He should.
they gave
Honestly,
him
like he really should.
he said they gave him plus 1770 for it. So fuck it. So I mean, those are Chicken. I might tail that, man. That's a pretty good
Yeah,
bet.
that's not a bad bet.
And I do agree with you again. Like as much as I want to troll, let's just talk football for real here for a second. Um, you said something that really stood out to me, and I've always been big on this. So anyone that knows me when it comes to early predictions is I don't believe in teams until week 6. I don't. I strength of schedule. Guys get hurt. If you're playing against a team that has some quality players, somebody gets hurt, somebody goes down,
Yep.
whatever. Home field advantage, all that factors in. I think that by week 6, around that times is when we can start to really look at teams and give them a true identity. So I'm not going into this like, oh, we're Philadelphia, we're loaded, we got this offense, we got Quinion on defense, we got Jalen Carter, who you know how I feel about him, you know what I'm saying? One of the best D tackles in the league. That's all great. But how many years have we seen a Super Bowl hangover? It is a very common thing. Teams win a Super Bowl, they come out and they're very dry, very very dry and very flat. Even last season against Green Bay in Brazil,
God, that
I
was an
think
ugly
Hurts
game.
had 2 picks for sure, maybe three. We did end up winning that game, but I mean it was just a slop fest. And
I still don't know how you guys ended up winning that one.
it was
That game
just
was
it was just a
ugly.
sloppy game. And I just think that this is why I don't like when fans that don't know sports and don't know athletics always say dumbass shit like this. You're getting paid millions and you can't do your job. They have nerves too. It's loud in there too. Like they went this entire time without having a crowd around them. Loud. Maybe they're on the road to where it's super loud. Maybe their palms are just a little sweaty compared to what it would be by week 4 and 5 when they kind of get their feet wet. Nerves are real in human beings. And as a
Right.
former, what up, Tori? And as a former athlete and someone who still coaches athletics, and with you being an athlete and has coached and has been around it all of your life as well, you know what I'm talking about. There's plenty of times where I've
Oh
gone
yeah.
up against an opponent where I'm like, I know we can beat them, but I'm still shaky, what I'm saying, when I get past the basketball, or I get thrown a pass in the middle of a game against a shitty football team, knowing damn well we're gonna win by 25. It's just a part of the jitters. So there's gonna be some hiccups. There always is, man. There's gonna be fumbles. There's gonna be crazy picks. There's gonna be someone throwing into triple coverage. Like, I mean, Hurts did that last year. It was one of the worst picks I've ever seen in Green Bay.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm
I
like,
know exactly what
I
you're
was
talking
like,
about. I was like, whoa.
I was like, dog, who the hell are you throwing to? But then at the end of the day, I'm like, that's just Jalen. Jalen gonna air that bitch out, and he's gonna just take it on the chin. No diddy, but you know what I'm saying. He does that all the time. Like, not that he throws a lot of picks, but what I'm saying is he'll have a hiccup, and he's just like, well, I guess we got to go back to the huddle next time. And then he just comes back out and he usually corrects his mistakes. So I do expect it to be a tad bit sloppy. I think that Dak will 110% um, expose the weak side of our defense. I don't think he's going to just throw Q side and CD's going to torch Q 1-on-1 for 1 feet. No, I'm not going to say that because Q is that good. He's done it all season long. Last season, he's been really well against every top receiver in the league that he's gone against. He's a good receiver. He's not getting torched for 150 or anything crazy like that. No, but in recent history, like we just talked about, I have seen us have some very very bad cornerbacks, and teams do not shy away from it. They know that that's a weak point. Okay,
Yep.
so with Dak doing what he does usually against most of his opponents, but definitely the Eagles, with him having now another legitimate weapon. And I'll say it again, like I said before, when the Pickens trade happened, I was not playing around. I'm like, that was fucking huge. That
Boy,
was
Dak
that
be
was
killing y'all.
that was massive. And so I'm really happy that your run game did not improve. Not that your run game can't be good. Maybe
We're
it can
not
be
we're not sure yet.
maybe it could be serviceable. You don't have to have a number one passing game and a number one running game to win games. You don't need that. You just need production. And you need depth and production, and that's it. So I think you're gonna see Dak passing a lot. I think that you guys will run. I think the run won't do anything though. We'll see when we get there, but I don't think that you guys are gonna run on us at all. I think at most you might have one of your running backs go for maybe 50 yards, 55, and that's about it. Don't see any 65, 70, 80, especially no 100-yard rusher this game.
No, it's
Um,
hell no. It's a committee.
when it comes to pass catching, I think that because I want to talk about Pickens and CD specifically because those are the guys who's everybody's eyes are on them for sure. I think that CD will find the end zone. I think that probably not Rico Dowdle. Who's your running back now?
Javante Williams
Yeah,
is the
Javante
starter.
Javante Wilson and Miles Sanders. I think Javante
And Jaden Blue,
ru-
baby.
running
Texas boy.
running and or receiving for some weird reason will find the end zone. So there'll be a running back to score for Dallas. CD will score for Dallas. Pickens may score. If Pickens does score, it's going to be a fucking bomb. That's all I'm saying right now. It's not going to be a slant to the crib, nothing like that. I think if Pickens scores, it's going to be something downfield 60, 70 yards. I could foresee that. So if we do see anything bright out of Dallas, it's going to be something like that. But for the most part, when it comes to Dallas moving the ball, I think it's just going to be a lot of just dunk, 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 find CD, just find CD by any means necessary. Hit the tight end, hit Ferguson whenever it's applicable, and then Dallas just does what Dallas has done in a lot, especially regular season. Dallas plays again. We're talking real football here for a second. I want to hate, but Dallas plays really good in the regular season. They really, really do. They play very, very good in regular season. They're always talked about being a top offense. They always have a shit ton of yards. It's not going to stop now. So what I'm kind of looking for is for Dallas to put up at least 23. All right. I got to put up 23. Now, I'm not sure what the spread is. I'm not sure if it is 10.5 points, like Chicken said, or if that's an alternate spread. But I'm assuming it's probably 9.5. 8.5 or 9.5. That's my guess without looking. I could be dead wrong, but it's at least Philly favored by a touchdown for sure. So there you go. Chicken said 7.5. So again, at least Philly by a touchdown. I think this score ends up being like 23-33, something like that. And I think that, hold on one second, got a draft here. Sorry, had a draft real quick. I think that Dallas will have trouble early and will have either a really, really, really good third quarter or fourth quarter. I do. Other than that, I think Philly controls all 4 quarters for the most part, besides whatever 2 quarters Dallas controls it. But the 2 quarters that Philly controls, I think it's going to be causing Dallas to punt. We get the ball, we drive down, we're at least getting a field goal, we're finding the end zone more often than not. When it comes to turnovers, because there's going to be turnovers,
Hey,
I think, what's up?
I don't think your secondary is good enough to hold us to 23.
I think it's going to come down to our pass rush. I think our pass rush will get that. We'll get to that a couple times. I really do. So even though our secondary may not be good enough to hold you guys to that amount, that's a lot of scoring by your wide receivers, and it could be. Well, we'll see when we get there, but just based off
it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, based off what I'm seeing, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, sorry, one time I'm still drafting fantasy draft. I'm just like, I think Philly will have hiccups, but the thing is, we will be able to afford to hiccup to where you guys won't be able to. So the end result, I got my final score prediction being 33-23. Philly wins at home, starting off 1-0. Dallas starting off 0-1. So you didn't tell me yet. If you do have a score prediction, let me know. The stage is yours.
35-31 Philly.
Okay. So Dallas covers the spread, close game.
Or 38-31. I think it's in the 30s.
So
I don't think either defense is good enough to stop the other offense from not moving the ball and scoring 30.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just
a lot in the NFL, but it's just
it is. But it's week 1,
the mismatch that we have versus you is your DBs are weaker, and we have a really talented receiving core. Same thing with you guys with us. Diggs might be rusty. Elam hasn't played the outside. Bland's finally back. Our back end safeties aren't great. Like, both receiving cores could go crazy, or Kenny Clark's not ready to play. We only have Osa. You guys just have a Saquon day where he just has 200 damn yards. I just think the offenses are too talented compared to the defenses for it to be a low scoring game.
Yeah, man. I don't know. We'll find out when we get there for sure. But what I will say is, when it comes to this game, it's gonna be fun. It's week 1. Win or lose, which I know for a damn fact we better not lose. But
what are you gonna do if you lose?
I'll be really drunk. It won't be the end of the world.
Week 1, though.
It won't be the end of the world, but dog,
it's just week 1.
That's
I won't I'm gonna talk shit to you if we find a way to win, but it's week 1.
Like, I'll look at it this way, man. If we lose or if we find a way to lose this game, all right. Fuck, I don't even want to think about this shit, bro. I can't even think about it, bro. Hold up. If we lose this game, bro, mm, mm, mm. It won't be the end of the world. It's just gonna be annoying for about 5 weeks. So we're gonna start. We can win the next 4 games and start off 4-1.
It's going to be annoying for 11 weeks when we play again because I don't care if that's the only game we win for the first 3 weeks. I'm going to be like, y'all lost. You're our only win.
Yeah, no, no, no. Yeah, it'll be interesting, but I would definitely probably be a little intoxicated. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say that. We're gonna say that. Back to the chats real quick before we move on to the schedule. So Chicken says first game of the season, jitters get everyone like Cass says. The only thing we can do is sit and wait to see the results. Tori says you'll be drunk regardless. I don't plan on doing it like that. I really don't. I'm gonna go watch the game with my boy Brian and whoever else wants to join up tomorrow night, and we just gonna go to a spot. I'm gonna get me some dinner and just watch the game and just we gonna go from there. Fried Chicken says, I'm crashing out if the Eagles lose 100%. Yeah. Now, I will tell you this though. I'm making some. I feel like I'm gonna walk away with some good money here. There's some good bets for this game. There's some good bets. I like a lot of the overs when it comes to. I like a lot of overs, receptions, yards, you name it, touchdowns. I mean, I like a lot of it. I think that there's gonna be some quality touchdowns from our premier guys. I don't think you can go wrong with the anytime touchdown score from any of our premier guys. I really don't. So, uh, yeah, it's gonna be a fun game to watch. And I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm like nervous but excited. Not nervous because of the game. I'm just nervous because this is gonna be the beginning of the next 5 months of my life, and I love it. This is the best time of the year for me. I said this on my stream. Oh man, about a month or so ago. Not even that. About a couple weeks ago, I was like, "Is it sad that me at 34 years old, the only thing out of all the things that I've had in my life, I've been on the vacations, I've done the stuff, I've had the cute girls, I've had, money to do this, I've been to Vegas, I've been to game, I met the most exciting that I am in my life is when it is football season. That's either a good thing or a very fucking depressing thing. But all I'll say is I'm not mad at it. I know for a fact that I can do this till the day that I die and be 110% happy. So I'm just excited though. So I'm nervous because I'm ready. Moving on. Now I'm hoping you did your homework because I told you I did. I'm gonna do it on the fly. Did you go over the schedule?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna start off with you. I want you to go through the Dallas Cowboys schedule. Like we did last year, I don't want to take 7 million hours on this. You can talk about certain games, but we don't even know
Yeah.
our teams yet. So it's like there's no point to really dive deep into like super crazy predictions. So I'm gonna have you go through the Dallas Cowboys regular season schedule. I don't care about playoffs, Super Bowls, not like that. Just regular season, and see what you come up with, and let us know what you have their final record being for the regular season.
All right. Well, as we all know, and we've been talking about kickoff for the seasons tomorrow, I got a loss at Philly, mostly because we're at Philly. I mean, it's a divisional thing, and if we're fully healthy and just have Dak at quarterback, you guys don't really beat us a lot. It's just a history thing. It has nothing to do with talent. Dak beats the Eagles or plays well against them every time. So if this was in Dallas to open up, I might take the Cowboys, but you guys are getting doing the ring ceremony. It's a big night for the city of Philly. I think that energy creeps in and the Eagles win the opener. Week 2, we're at home against the Giants. Nothing about me believes in Russell Wilson or the New York Giants until I'm shown otherwise, respectfully. Abdul Carter could be a beast. We know Neighbors is good, but I mean, until the Giants show me they aren't the Giants, especially at home, and they've lost to us 13 straight games, I believe it is now. They haven't beat us in over half a decade. Give me the Cowboys. So takes us at 1-1 at Chicago, which I'm thinking about going to this game. The Bears are a team. Caleb has been struggling picking up Ben Johnson's offense, I guess. Their defense is going to be good. But once again, Bears the team on offense. You got to show me. I take the Cowboys over them just because I think our offense will be better than theirs. So I got us at 2-1. The dreaded Week 4 matchup. Micah Parsons comes back to Dallas for the first time. I really don't know how I feel about this game. It's been one of my toss-up games. Jordan Love was not good last year. I still think they have a bunch of receiver fours all over the roster. I mean, Golden's my boy. He's a Texas guy, but he's receiver one. So I don't know if I believe on the offensive side of the ball. They've got McKinney and now Parsons. I mean, I think this is a tough game, but I'm going to give it to Green Bay, which I don't want to. So I'll go with 2-2. Next up,
Respect,
we
respect,
are,
respect. I like that.
yeah.
Being
I
real.
mean, yeah, and it's hard to say because like Green Bay's offense is not impressive last year. Like I said, all their receivers are honestly ass. Jordan Love was not good last year. They had a good running game. So it's a toss up, but I'll give it to Green Bay. I think Micah's going to try to show out and show off. And his emotions could be too high, and he takes himself out of the game, or he leaves it with the NFL sack record. There's really no in between on that one. There's really no, he either gets too high
Shit.
up and charged up and he's just ass, or he destroys us. But anyway, I'll take 2-2 there. At the New York Jets, tough defense, really bad offense. Cowboys take the win against the Jets. Don't believe in the Jets whatsoever. Fields might give us some issues scrambling, but at the end of the day, they don't have enough for me. Then we go at Carolina. I don't care how much people are loving the Bryce Young connection. That team is still really bad. I still think that's a really bad team. They're going to be better this year, but they're not there yet. Cowboys beat Carolina 4-2. We're home against Washington. Kaz, I know you feel like I do. The Commanders fans and the Commanders organization are out of pocket.
Yeah, they kind of bugging a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you.
They will not be, and might be a hot take. They will not be nearly as good as they were last year.
I can agree with that.
Not nearly as good. I have the Cowboys beating Washington at home, 5-2. Week 8, we go to Denver at Mile High. That defense is going to be flying around. Bo Nix had a lot of confidence ending last year. I mean, they almost snuck into the playoffs. I'll say 5-3. I'm going to give the Broncos that game. That defense is stifling. I mean, maybe by week 8, I change my mind because their offense doesn't look ready. But Bo Nix had them very competitive. So I think he builds on that with Sean Payton. I think they got a good connection. So 5-3. We're at home against the Cardinals. I don't care about Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray. I don't care.
Disrespect, man. I got Marvin in like 3 leagues, bruh. I'm high on Marvin.
Listen. The Cardinals are the Cardinals. We're going to get him back for that embarrassing ass loss we had 2 seasons ago. Cowboys at 6-3. Then we get our bye week, which is perfect because it's right in the middle of the season. We go at Vegas. I have never believed in Geno Smith, and I'm not going to start now. Cowboys beat Vegas 7-3. Then we got Philly coming into Dallas. You guys don't sweep us. When the Cowboys are healthy, you guys don't sweep. It's just how it goes, Kaz. It's just how these things go. I got to go off history. I have to go off the history.
Yeah, keep going off history. Y'all known for that. Keep going off history.
You guys, it's a divisional game. How often are these sweeps? Like, let's be honest. How often are these sweeps?
My lips are sealed, bro. You got it.
Exactly.
The stage
when
is yours,
everyone's
bro.
healthy, when everyone's healthy, no one sweeps each other. When we have the full team, well, on both ends, it just don't happen. So I say we win that game. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. You might bust our ass, you know? It's a big possibility.
Highly likely.
Yeah, sure, pal. You guys don't sweep us when everyone's healthy. It's just a fact of life. I got to say 8-3. Then Mahomes and the boys come to town and they roll us. Mahomes is going to kill our defense. Like, ragdoll him. Rashee Rice will be back. Worthy will be a season and 3 quarters or so back in. They've got their running backs. They have a good defense. We definitely dropped the game to the Chiefs. Then we go up to Detroit. Detroit beats the shit out of us. We're not going to beat Detroit in Detroit. Got us at 8-5. We go to the Vikings, and I don't believe in JJ.
Okay.
I'm not a McCarthy guy. I wasn't when he was in college. Obviously, Jettas and Addison are really good. That defense has a couple solid players on it, but it doesn't blow my mind to stop what should be one of the league's best offenses in Dallas. So I'm gonna take the Cowboys. First Minnesota at home. I believe that's a Sunday night game. Then we play the Chargers. I'm gonna say that we beat the Chargers. I'm actually kind of high on the Chargers this year.
Same.
Not a big Herbert guy, personally, but I'm pretty high on the Chargers. I think they win that game. So 9-5. No, is that 9-6 or 10-5?
Yeah,
I think we got 10-5 right now. Next we play Washington in Washington. I'm gonna give the Commanders that game. Washington plays us hard when we're no matter what, and it's another divisional game. I just don't see us sweeping them unless Jaden Daniels is having the sophomore slump that we see with a lot of quarterbacks. But he's talented, so and he's got Terry again fully locked in by the end of the year. And then we end the year going to New York, and the Giants lose again because the Giants cannot beat Dak Prescott. They just can't do it. So at the end of the year, I got the Cowboys at 11-6. I think we have our offense is going to power us through this whole season. I think some of the young guys on the defensive line, especially our edge rushers, with Sam Williams being back, the kid out of Boston College we drafted. We've got some young pieces. I think they finally find their fit too, and I think our front seven will be a lot better than people expect. So I got 11-6, second in the division behind the Eagles. We finally get another repeat division winner, and I think we're a wild card spot. I just think the offense is too good. I think it can carry us through the regular season, but then it gets spooky in the offs.
All right. As much as it hurts you to give that prediction.
One of them said they was gonna tuck my dick from the
Hey,
back.
yo.
I ain't never had that ever happen to me.
Sub alert, sub alert.
What that be like right there? Let's get that.
Appreciate that. 1 year subbed up, kid. You know it's all love, big dog. Thank you, man. Before I go any further, get back to the chats real quick. What did Chicken say up here somewhere? Oh, Easy said Betters likes the overs. Shocking. I'm betting Barkley under anytime touchdown. He's lying, he said. Let's see. Some chit chat. Anonymous says Jerry Jones shit the bed again. Morale is low in Dallas, and it's on prime time. The only thing that could
it's funny he says that.
Yeah, the only thing that could make this any better is if they were playing at home. If the Eagles don't blow America's team the fuck out, I'm gonna be upset. Okay, Dinon. All right.
You seen the reports? Morale's actually pretty high in the locker room.
All right, we're gonna find out.
I guess stuff is getting leaked pretty hard out of the camp that a lot of the guys outside of like Trayvon, or because they're best friends, are not exactly upset about Parsons being away. It's probably because of all the podcast shit and all the interviews, and so I guess players aren't that upset, surprisingly, and the coaching staff wanted to move too. So I don't think it's as big of a mental hit as people think.
Yeah, I won't know until we know. Continue on with the chats. Said W thoughts and prayers versus talent on the roster. Kid up in the building. Anonymous says that's pure propaganda. Morale is low, but we're gonna see when we see. All right, moving into the Philadelphia Eagles schedule. So I'm actually finishing up now because I was a terrible student and did not do my homework. Even though when your team's really good, it's kind of easy to predict a season because it's like, well, I mean, at least we shouldn't winning anything less than fucking probably 12 games. So just gonna go through this real quick. And this is live right now. Like I'm actually looking at this right now and still going through. I got like 4 or 5 weeks left. Going through the Eagles regular season schedule, coming up with my prediction for the Eagles regular season, and going from there. So we're opening up against Dallas. We just talked about that game. So obviously, like I said, I had us winning 33-23. That's my prediction. Obviously, Philadelphia on top, starting off this season 1-0. Moving on to the next game, we are on the road against Kansas City. Now, I know what a lot of people are thinking. This is where Kansas City gets their get back. First off, there's going to be no Rashee Rice. Okay, so it's Xavier Worthy and whoever the hell else there at wide receiver. Kels, the newly engaged tight end for the Chiefs, could have one of two seasons. Either an all-time best season that we've ever seen by a tight end his age before he probably retires and marries Taylor Swift, or this man is going to be in the biggest slump of his career and look like straight dog shit. I don't think there's really any in between. So I'm going to chalk it up to Kelsey's ready to be done, man. He's got like 1,000 Super Bowls. He just lost to the Birds. Like, I mean, it's just a lot, man. Like go get your family, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go marry your wife. Go, you know what I'm saying? Go have some kids. And she makes $65 billion quadrillion dollars a year anyway. So it's like, you're set, brother. You don't need to go out here and get your head banged up anymore. So I don't expect much out of Kels. A lot of people are thinking that KC's going to get their get back. I'm riding with Philly all day. I think we go in there and we just go, yo, listen, if you want to have a chance to actually beat us again, you know where you got to see us. We'll see you there if you make it. We're going to be there. So KC takes the L. Eagles start off 2-0. Next up, we got the Rams, and this is in Philly. Could be an interesting game. LA could have and should have a really, really, really good offense. They should. They should have a really good offense. Depending on how Philly looks against Dallas this week 1, unless we make some drastic changes if that week 1 game is bad, LA should do kind of the same thing. They have a really good young running back. They have a solid receiving core. And I understand Devontae Adams is old. He's like 32, 33. He's up there. He's like my age. He's damn near my age. That is old for wide receiver. But some wide receivers can still do it. And when it comes to being a possession wide receiver, which is what I'm assuming they're going to use him as, you don't have to do much. Keenan Allen does it right now. He did it in Chicago last year, and he's going to go back to LA and do the same thing there. So, not Rams, but the Chargers. But for the Rams, I think that they could probably play really well against us. Last year in the playoff game, they played us down to the wire in that snow game, and I think they were one Puka Nacua catch away from damn near winning that game. So, I think the Rams are a very formidable opponent, but they are not going to beat us in Philadelphia. Eagles start off 3-0. Next up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road in Tampa. Does anybody know who I have winning this game?
You got the Bucks.
110% the Buccaneers are going to win this game. We cannot beat the
Yep.
Buccaneers. We can't.
You guys
I don't
cannot
know.
beat the Bucks.
Todd Bowles, he just has whoever the fuck is running shit in Tampa has Jalen Hurts figured out. And when we play the Bucks, it's not like, oh, they just kind of, get their ones on us. No, they handle us. You know what I'm saying? They handle us. So we're not going to lose by, 40 or nothing like that. It ain't nothing crazy. But the Bucks, I got us getting our first loss in Tampa Bay. I hope I'm wrong because we are better than Tampa. But that's just one of those teams that just have us figured out. And it just is what it is. I'm not going to look any further into that. So Eagles will now be 3-1. Moving on to Denver in Philly. Could be another interesting game. I was very low on Bo Nix last year. I was wrong. I take responsibility for that. I got a lot of Bo Nix fans around here that's been giving me shit. You've been saying this about Bo, saying he's shitty, he's that. The kid's good.
It's okay. I thought Bo was going to be shit too.
The kid's good. And Denver could be very solid. They're definitely a playoff team. I think they're going to be a playoff team this year. So they're going to be solid. They could play us very well, but I think that we're just still a little bit too overpowered for a team like Denver, and they're going to be in Philadelphia. We get the win against Denver, making us 4-1. Moving on to our 2 away games back-to-back. Number 1, doesn't really matter, is New York Giants. They should get killed. Okay, we should go to New York and handle business. Unless Russ and them boys figure some shit out on an astronomical level, it ain't happening. We go into New York, handle business. I believe that makes us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1. Then after that, we hit the road to Minnesota. This is a must-win game. I do have us winning this game. U.S. Bank Stadium. I'll tell you why it's a must-win. U.S. Bank Stadium is a tough place to play. I've been there a handful of times, and I was even there one time when Carson Wentz was still the quarterback. And I kid you not, it's just a tough place to play. They have a good crowd. It's loud in there, and I mean, you said it best. You may not believe in JJ McCarthy, but you know who they have on that offense. And if our secondary is exposed, say if you guys expose us and say maybe later on the Rams expose us, and we're just known as having that weak secondary, what do you think Jay Jettas and Jordan Addison's going to do, Izzy? Even with JJ McCarthy and TJ Hawkinson, somebody's going to get off. So I say it's a must-win game because it could be a very hard game to win, but I say it's also a must-win game because after that, and I do have us winning that game, after that, we have New York again. So we get the New York games out of the way quick. So New York, Minnesota, then New York at home. I got us completing that trio, win, win, win. Then it's our bye week. So going into the bye week, we would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. I would love that. Okay. After the bye week, we're at Green Bay, and that's the game that I plan on going to. I'm back and forth on this. I'm not going to lie. I think this is going, if Green Bay ends up being as good as they possibly could be, I think that they get us. This one's a coin toss for me. It really is. I'm going to take Philly to win. Only because coming off the bye week, and hopefully we're not going to have cold feet and go in there and just get rattled. But if Philly loses this game, I would not be surprised. If we lose this game, it'll probably be something like a 21-23 game, nothing crazy. But, coming off a bye week and you have an angry, potentially still very, very well-tailored Micah Parsons, it could get pretty ugly. It really could. So I'm going to just trust my gut here and take Philly to win, moving us to 8-1. After that, we have Detroit on the road in Detroit. This is another game. So we're still in the NFC North here. Another game.
On the road.
Or sorry, at home. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, you got home.
Which actually, that just changed everything. Thank you for telling me that I had the wrong spot. So, Detroit at home. That made things a lot easier. Detroit probably won't be as good as they were last year, but they should still be pretty solid. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that good.
What?
The rest of the division got better.
They're going to be better.
Better? Because they got all the defensive players back?
Yes. What?
Did you look at their division?
Brother, I'm not.
They were as good as they were because their division was ass.
Is that what we're going with?
That was a big part. That was
other good teams.
They were, but a part of the reason why they were so successful is because they were not playing fucking anybody. You can look it up. Go ahead, fact check me. I'm not saying they didn't play nobody for all 17 games. What I'm saying is that division was ass. Not Dallas, but Chicago was ass. Minnesota had their troubles. They had fucking Sam Darnold playing fucking quarterback. And then obviously Green Bay having their entire fucking receiving core fucking hurt most of the season. Josh Jacobs was a baller. Jordan Love, and he was also hurt too a couple games, if I'm not mistaken. I think Detroit was supposed to handle that division, and they should probably
beat the Rams.
Okay.
Beat the Seahawks, who made a playoff push kind of late in the year.
Yeah, but yeah. They really haven't beat
twice. Beat the Texans.
Texans weren't good last year. The Texans almost didn't make the playoffs because the fucking Colts. Was it the Colts?
Were they not a playoff team?
No, they were. Let's just call it what it is. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Colts that had an opportunity to ruffle some shit in the AFC South, if I'm not mistaken, and they just end up losing out, or something like that. But either the Colts or the Jags. It definitely wasn't the Titans. So one of the two.
I mean, they beat the Vikings in Minnesota.
That's a good one. I'll give them that. Sweeping the Packers was a big one, but like I said, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at one point that was though, because I know the Packers wide receivers were hurt last year, and I know that Jair, he was also hurt as well. It just depends on when they played and how the roster was when they played. But I know the Packers had a couple games to where they're like, okay, you guys just need to find a way to win games because you guys are just in trouble. So I'm not saying Detroit's a shitty team, and they had their own injuries too. But they were supposed to do what they were doing, bro. Look at their fucking wide receivers. Look at their running backs. And fuck anybody who disagrees. Jared Goff is a good quarterback. You don't even have to like him, the quarterback. Just look at his stats. You cannot deny those numbers. Multiple mid 4,000 yard seasons. Multiple his entire career. He's only went under a couple times, 4,000. And the times he did, he missed games. The Jared Goff slander is insane. I don't even care about the guy, but the slander is insane. Insane. That dude's numbers don't lie. You talk about your boy Dak all the time about, well, look at his numbers, look at Goff's numbers. He's done that shit too.
So Goff gets the props, but you hate Dak.
No, I didn't. You guys pump Dak up like crazy. It's way different. Nobody pumps Goff up. They say he's terrible. I'm like, what? He's not bad. He's definitely a good quarterback.
So they beat the Vikings twice.
Dude,
had a great season.
The Vikings,
but the Lions didn't play anybody.
The Vikings had a great season. Okay, throughout that season, they had fucking Aaron fucking Jones at running back. They didn't even have their starting quarterback. Sam Darnold happened to pan out. That was luck. He happened to pan out.
Good team. What's that mean? What does that have to do with shit? They were a good team.
So Detroit sweeps the Minnesota Vikings, so they should be considered a phenomenal football team. Okay, there we go.
They were beating the Vikings' ass.
Listen,
they had me and you starting on defense, and they got better because everyone's back. How the fuck do you think the Lions are worse?
Because the rest of their division got better.
That has nothing to do with the team talent on Detroit.
Because Detroit was only where they're at.
The team is not worse.
Because the team, listen, maybe the team's not as bad as I'm making it sound. But what I'm saying is the Lions
not even close.
The Lions got to where they were because of the strength of the schedule when it came to the division specifically. You said it. They beat the Seahawks, who made a push.
They beat 9 other games.
They beat yes, but they're not. Listen, the Lions are all offense, and you could say, yeah, well, their defense was hurt
because their defense died.
They never had a top defense even before that. So even those guys were there.
Stop it.
So okay, so Detroit in 2023. In 2022,
23
because
talking about 24,
the defense was hurt. So we're not going to talk about that. Before that,
when they were healthy, they were balling.
Where have you been? They were a solid defense at best. They were never just this defensive monster. Their offense has been running that show forever. For the last few years. I'm not going to look at Detroit's defense in the last... Outside of Aiden Hutchinson and... what's his name? Who's that fucking badass linebacker they got? Long hair, blonde.
They got more than that.
Wait, and they got Brian Branch. Wait, they got Brian Branch. Okay? And the guy that I'm talking about, the linebacker, I can't even think of his fucking name. I can't even say his name right.
It's Alonzo.
Not Alonzo. It's like it's something like that.
Yeah, I just can't think of his name.
Yeah, and he's good. I just like him personally, but he's not someone who's like, okay, you're like a Zach Bond caliber fucking,
Okay, Zach Bond wasn't Zach Bond for 1 year. Let's not say Zach Bond.
What I'm saying is Zach Bond is a fucking great linebacker, but before that, he was fucking damn near nobody, which is why we got him for what we got him for. So I'm just saying I like the guy. Yes, Brian Branch is great. And of course, Aiden Hutchinson. But I'm not looking at that Detroit defense and going, hey man, that defense, dog, let me tell you something. Hell no. I'm looking at Monroe St. Brown, Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery, Penei Sewell, Sam Laporta. Their defense has talent, but that's not the Lions, dog. That's not the Lions.
Who gives a fuck?
I have Lions fans that literally said the same thing. They're like, yo, our defense is not that good. They have guys on their defense that are good, but their defense is not that good. Their defense is good. They played Philadelphia. I think it was the 2023 season. That was the year we went to the Super. No, the 2022-2023 season. They went to
talking about.
Just listen, because it's the same. Some of the same guys. A lot of the same guys actually. Okay, bro. That year, if I'm not mistaken, without me even looking, they allowed so many fucking points. And then the following season, they had a couple guys that played well. And then last season, I believe it was. Yeah, last season, they were all hurt. So I can't look at that defense and go, well, they got these guys. It's like, bro, if they dead, they dead. If they hurt, they hurt. I don't care how good they could be. Maybe they had 2 or 3 games where it was great. Or maybe like Aiden Hutchinson, who was going to probably be the sack leader possibly before he broke his fucking leg in half. I don't know. I'm not going from a hypothetical perspective. I'm just saying I think that Detroit did not get better than they were last year. I don't. Even when some of the defensive guys come back, I'd have to look deeper into it. They're going to be
starters. They had like 6 starters.
They're going to be the same caliber of team.
How are they not better having their starting?
Because I just told you. Just because they have these guys that should be doing things, they have been hurt. In the previous season, their defense was allowing a lot of fucking points. So I'm like, okay, these guys are there, but they're hurt. They were shitty anyways. Their defense was bad anyways. I don't care if they had 2 or 3 good guys. Collectively, they were bad. We got 2 or 3 good guys on Philadelphia. You just talk about how you guys might torch us because of our cornerbacks. It's the same thing.
It's because your defense got worse because you lost players. They didn't lose
Oh,
anybody.
God. But before that, they weren't great.
They just got new players.
No, they...
Brian Branch was playing
listen,
sparingly, and now he comes looking like an all-pro. That's a huge difference.
We can look up more about this and their defense and how much.
How many all-pro caliber, and he broke his leg.
That man,
how do they not get better?
That man broke his leg. We don't even know if he's going to come back the same. We don't even. We don't even know. So what I'll say is this: we can revisit this. But what I'm going to say is, for me, I don't think that Detroit is going to do anything.
Think anyone can beat the Eagles, even though they got 10 times worse on defense.
I don't think that Detroit is going to come into Philadelphia and beat the Eagles. Point blank, period. Philadelphia gets a dub.
You don't think anyone can beat them?
They're moving on to... No, it's not. Listen, they're moving on to the next...
This is worse than mine.
Moving on to the next week. We're in Dallas. You big-ass baby. I'm giving you guys a bullshit-ass win just because. Yes,
no one sweeps either.
I'm giving you a bullshit win because I have us having 1 loss going into, was it week 9, 10, like I think it's like 11 or something like that. It just we're not. It ain't happening. I would like for that to happen, but something's going to happen. There needs to be some sort of controversy. We need to have some sort of talk about how Jalen Hurts, is he really the guy? Because if he's not perfect, that has to be a thing. This is going to be the time for it to happen. I got us taking the L in Dallas. So get off my balls about this Detroit shit. Take your goddamn W in Dallas. Moving on, we got Chicago in Philadelphia. Before I say anything, we got something to say about this game? You got something to say? They got Chicago.
Fuck no, Chicago sucks.
All right, we got Chicago taking the dub or Philadelphia winning against Chicago in Philly. After that, we got the Los Angeles Chargers in LA. I'm going to give the Chargers a dub and say Philly loses in LA. No specific reason other than I do think that LA each year has made improvements. I think they made it from 2 years ago, or well, I guess 3 years ago. From then to 2 years ago, they made improvement. From 2 years ago to last year, they made improvements. And from outside of who got hurt, somebody just got hurt. Rashawn Slater just got hurt for this season, but regardless of that. And then from last year to now, I think that they made improvements. Also having Harbaugh there as head coach, give him a couple years. Get him and Herbert more acclimated. I think that I don't foresee the Chargers, and the opposite of what I was saying about Detroit, but I don't foresee the Chargers like getting worse. I really do think they've gotten better. And I think that Herbert's honestly going to go on a little bit of a tear here. There's been a lot of talk for whatever reason about how Herbert
goes on a tear every year.
Herbert, not like how he did when he first came to the league. That dude put up 5,000 fucking yards and then followed up with like 48 or 4,900 yards. That's insane. He has been like 3,000 yards last like 2 years or something like that, or maybe barely kissed 4,000. I think he's going to return back to the mid 4,000s when it comes to passing, unless they're just a run heavy team that has success, which they do have good running backs. They drafted a running back in the first round, so they plan to run the ball. And Harbaugh is a run first coach. We'll see. They did get Keenan Allen back, but he's going to be pretty much just like fucking what's his name?
He's a Make-A-Wish kid on that roster because he played for him.
No, what's his name? Fucking Devontae Adams, where it's like he's not going to do anything besides be a possession receiver as long as he's healthy. So he'll get separation, but it'll be for 5 or 7 yards. That's about it. But regardless, Herbert liked the guy. He's back. They might make some shit shake, but it's the Lab McConkey show. We all know that. But I'm going to give Chargers the win here. I think that we got to have something weird happen with Philadelphia at the end of this season, especially with the last 4 games that's remaining. So moving on from there, we have the Las Vegas Raiders in Philly. I don't think that they can handle that atmosphere and just they don't have the team to beat us. Following up with that, we are at Washington. So the last 3 games is Washington, Buffalo, Washington. We're at Washington, then at Buffalo, and then we close out at home at Washington. We're not losing both of those games. So I have to decide, are we going to go into Washington and beat them at the end of the season and lose to Buffalo in Buffalo? Or are we going to go to Washington, take an embarrassing fucking loss against them, and then follow up in Buffalo and get a good win against them, and then go back to Washington to either solidify the first round bye or close out the season just enough to get whatever spot we're going to get in the playoffs. I don't really know. My gut wants to say that we lose to Washington and we beat Buffalo. There's also going to be a lot of snow that game. It's going to be in fucking, December? End of December?
Yeah.
January, some shit like that.
It's December 28th.
I think Buffalo gets us. So I'm gonna give us the win against Washington, and then we lose against Buffalo, and then we have the last game against Washington, which you know how that Week 18 game goes. We don't know if who's already starters playing or they're not. I'm just gonna chalk it up to Washington gets a. Let's see where we're at. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can 12 and 5 get you a first round bye? And the answer is no. I think that 13 wins could. So if I'm trusting my gut here, I think this is going to be a must-win game to battle for that 1 seed. I hope so, and if we're not already there. And so, of course, I got to pick the defending Super Bowl champions to close out, sweeping Washington, winning at home. Leaving the Eagles with a record of, just to double check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wins. And that should be 4 losses, 13 and 4. So you had Dallas finishing what again? 10 and 7?
11 and 6.
So, Mr. yelling at me like you're a crackhead. You had us winning only 2 more games than y'all.
I think your guys' schedule is harder.
Okay, fair enough. Now, quickly what I'm going to do for this second part, because I want to go over my prediction for the Dallas game, and I want you to go over your prediction, or the Dallas games and your prediction for the Eagles games. I'm going to read off, again, the Eagles schedule, and I want you to just let me know win or loss. Okay, so this is going to be kind of like a rapid fire round, and you just let me know what you think. Because I did not go over the Dallas schedule. I'm just going to just hear what you say. Whoever they're playing, I'm going to say win or loss. And that's going to be your prediction for the Eagles schedule, and then I'll give you mine for Dallas. So you ready?
Yep.
All right, week 1, Dallas at Philly.
Philly.
Okay. At Kansas City.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Rams in Philly.
That game's at home, right?
Yeah, in Philly. Rams in Philly.
Philly.
We are on the road against the Buccaneers.
I mean, it's just you know, it's like I want to pick the Eagles because they're a better team, but dude, the Bucs give y'all hell.
It's bad, bro. I hate it.
It's one of
I hate it, but I respect it. I'm like, I ain't even mad at it. You know, it's like whatever.
Because like I know y'all are way better than the Bucs, but I gotta pick the Bucs. It's just they give y'all hell. I don't know what it is.
All right, Denver in Philadelphia.
Philly.
We're at New York Giants.
Philly.
We are at the Minnesota Vikings.
Because I don't believe in JJ, Philly.
And then we are at home against New York Giants.
Philly.
Then we have our bye week.
The Giants could very well go 0-6 in the division.
We have the bye week. We are at Green Bay.
I'm going to pick the Packers because it's in Green Bay. If it was in Philly, I flip it.
That's fair. Detroit in Philly. You got no. You talk that shit now. You got to do it.
I mean, I don't have. I don't think the Lions got worse, but I mean, it's a good matchup. Like these are top teams in the NFC. That's why my argument was they're going to be better, but it's at home. I just don't know if you guys lose a fucking home game this year.
You know what it's like.
Philly.
You know what it's like.
Yeah, I just don't know if you guys lose a home game. I'm gonna go Philly.
All right,
but I think it's real close, like 3 points.
We are at your crib, Dallas.
I'm giving us the split.
Okay, so losing Dallas. Chicago and Philly.
Philly.
We are on the road against the Chargers.
Ah.
It's one of those ones, man. I'm telling you.
I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers, but if Philly comes out and just ends up boat racing them, I wouldn't be surprised. I just expect the Chargers to be really competitive this year. But LA, yeah, I don't. Give me Philly. Give me Philly.
Oh, going Philly. Okay, damn. All right,
Yeah, give me
nice.
Philly.
Philly. Okay. And then we got the Raiders in Philadelphia.
Philly.
We got at Washington,
Give me the Commanders.
at Buffalo,
Give me the Bills. I think you lose 2 back to back.
and then close out at home against the Commanders.
You guys don't lose the last home game. Philly.
All right. Final record for Philadelphia Eagles, according to A, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 6.
I could easily flip flop 1 or 2 of those games too. My range for you guys, and this is barring injuries, because your schedule isn't easy. Y'all are anywhere from 10 to even 14, depending if that wins, if that defense comes together. I mean, it just depends on how those back end guys cook up, because you're a good team. I go 10 to 14 wins. Like, it's so much easier to give a range.
No, I'm not mad at your your reason. Like, I
I
mean,
just feel like that defense goes down a little bit.
it's one of those things where it's like we can say all we want about how, because you guys have had some years where you guys have looked really good, and you're probably like, yeah, ain't nobody fucking beating us. Obviously,
And
we've
then
had
we
years.
look like shit.
Obviously, we've had some years where it's like been the same thing where it's like, yeah, ain't nobody beating us. It's like, especially 2 years ago. My God, starting off 9-1 or 10-1, and just fucking.
And then it would just, oof, yeah.
I in my life I've never seen anything like that. I'm like, damn, dog. But regardless, now on to you. We got. Give me the Dallas schedule. Starting off week 1, I know we got Eagles, Dallas. I'm gonna go ahead and chalk that up real quick with Dallas taking the L. Who's next?
Cowboys, Giants at home.
Dub.
Cowboys, Bears in Chicago.
Y'all losing that game.
Packers, Cowboys in Dallas.
Y'all losing that one too. Keep it coming.
I didn't hear you. Who'd you pick?
I picked Packers. Yeah.
No, it didn't come through.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Jets in New York.
Y'all got it.
Cowboys, Panthers in Carolina.
Y'all got it.
Commanders, Cowboys at home.
Oof. Fuck. I'll take Commanders.
Cowboys, Broncos in Denver.
Y'all got it.
Cardinals, Cowboys in Dallas.
Y'all got it.
Cowboys, Raiders in Las Vegas.
Y'all got it.
Eagles, Cowboys in Dallas.
Oh, I've already said that we're gonna split, so I gave you guys that one.
Oh, yeah. Chiefs, Cowboys in Dallas.
Chiefs.
Cowboys, Lions in Detroit.
Detroit.
Vikings, Cowboys in Dallas.
Y'all got it.
Chargers, Cowboys in Dallas.
Y'all got it.
Cowboys, Commanders in Washington.
I think you guys split, so I said that they won last time, so
Okay.
you guys win
Yep.
this time.
Closing the season, Cowboys, Giants in New York.
Y'all got it.
So that's 11-6 for the Cowboys from you.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. So I mean we're
not that
right
far
there.
off on predictions. We're just flip flopping a couple games. Yeah.
yeah. I'm more so
See, we
looking
can be
I'm more
reasonable.
so looking at like a couple weird games where it's like, okay, yeah, y'all are at home, but it's like, y'all seen some motherfuckers at home. Y'all seen some motherfuckers at home, but
I mean, we were unbeatable at home for 2 years, and then last year we couldn't win a fucking home game. So who knows what we're gonna get out of them?
yeah, but all right. So that's pretty much it. Just looking forward to tomorrow. Getting ready to go. Where are you gonna be at for the game tomorrow? Work?
I'll be at the crib.
At the crib? Get to work in the
I'll be
morning?
at the crib because I gotta
Yeah.
work in the AM.
All right. Well, we'll be on the tweets, so just make sure that get your ass ready.
I'll be down here in the basement losing my mind, trying not to annoy my wife.
I'm not sure how long I'll be out. I might stay out just for the first half and come back and just stream the second half, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
true.
But depending on how the bar feels about it, I might live stream it. Like not the game, just me chilling out at a table.
Right.
But we gonna see when we get there. But nah, man, it was good. Make sure you are available in the near future so we can run back some more content. Maybe like do a recap of the game. Maybe talk about some more other shit. I do kind of want to go over some different topics this year, as I have now officially put my foot in the door, well, all the way through this door, busted this door down with its rebrand. I want to attack it full fledged. So, yeah, I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna need some assistance. I want to talk about some things, and we got a couple of the cats too. I know my boy Easy wants to hop up in here and talk some football, and some betting stuff. I'd like to go over some betting stuff. That's a big one, and then at times, stray away from Cowboys, Eagles, hoopla, and talk about some other shit going on in the league and whatnot. So just stay tuned. I'll hit you up. We'll try to coordinate our days to where you're not at work or you got to work the next day.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll go from there. So appreciate you. And yep, that's all she wrote, boys and girls.
I'm always down to be on and talk sports, even if we get a little astray sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying being wrong all the time. So. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? You want to come over here and talk, Nostradamus, the Castmeister, I'm saying? The king of all kings, you feel me? You want to come over here and get that work any day, any time of the week.
Of all kings.
You know where I stay. All right, I'm out.
All right.